let's continue to polish our animation as the character adjusts his hat. We now want to bring our attention to the left hand. Let's have that land one frame before the right hand does. So on 215 we'll go there, we'll set the follow switch for the hat to for the hand, that is, to hat. And we'll do the same on 230. Now on 215 we'll want to go there and reposition the hand so that it's going to be aligned with the hat and not at the back of him. Now when we go to rotate the hand, it's important to keep in mind the direction that the hand should transition to. Okay, because if we rotate it in the wrong direction, we can run into some bad twisting. So looking at this on 215, we'll probably want to rotate the hand so that it's rotated first towards us before it lands on the hat. Great. And then let's even rotate the shoulder up, as that should move up. Alright, great. Now just one frame before on 214 can fix the hand's position so that it anticipates the grab. Bring it up, rotate it up. See how that looks. Alright, it might be a little bit too far away. We can bring that in and rotate it closer to the hat. That looks better. Then on 215 we'll go there and fix the character's elbow. Bring that forward a little bit more and set a pose on 230. Middle click on 230 and press Shift W. There's not going to be any real reason to have a moving hold with the elbow at all. So we'll just use the same pose on 215. And then for the hand, we'll also, from 215, want to middle click on 230 and press Shift W and E so that it stays. And notice what we get now. Now the character appears to adjust his hat. Great, so from here we can work on our in-betweens, okay, having a better arc, and we'll even need to adjust the arc on the right hand too, so we'll get to that. But first let's bring our attention to the left, fixing its arc. We'll go to our perspective and graph editor view. And let's see on 207 we have the hand swing out in the Z. And we'll go to the elbow and bring that back too to fix its pose. And bring it down a little bit more here. So here's where we get a nice arc. And then for follow through, the wrist on frame 207, we'll want that to rotate down. And then at about 211, let's go ahead and rotate the wrist up as it anticipates the grab. Okay, and it looks like we have a little bit of rotation to adjust here. On 209 we can fix the rotation of the hand. And also do the same thing on 208. But we want to make sure that the poses that we choose allow us to have a nice smooth transition. So on 208 we'll just adjust that so we have a nice blend from 208 to where the character grabs his hat. Looks like we'll need to adjust 213 as well. And 212. So sometimes we do need to animate frame by frame to get our the result that we desire. Looks like on 213 we could probably have the hand rotate back a little bit more there to fix the follow through. Alright, great, so that's looking nice. What I also like to address is where the character lets go of the belt. Looks like on 202 we can have the hand move down a little bit more closer to the body and then rotate down as well. We'll also need to do something similar to the right arm too. Alright, so that looks better. Can hit play. Great. Alright, so with our left hand pretty much done, and before we even call it done, let's go ahead and look at our shot camera to see how this looks. It should look fine, but we'll just double check. Great. So let's go ahead and now address the right hand. Go back to our perspective, show our controls, and then look at our graph editor as well. So it looks like the arc for the right hand can definitely be improved. On about, let's say 210, we'll look at the translate Z. Alright, so we have a key here that we can adjust, use to adjust its arc. We can take that and maybe move the key up a little bit more. Alright, and then what we could also do is have the hand, as it lets go, as it releases the belt, or releases from the belt on 202, we could have that move closer into the body, and then also have the wrist rotate closer to the body as well to fix the pose there. And now what we get is a much better result. Great. Okay, so this is all coming along quite well. We do need to focus on the character's upper body, because he's going to be shifting his feet. So let's work on him shifting the feet first, and then we'll bring our attention to the upper body compensating. So we'll have the left foot is going to plant first, and then the right foot is going to shift. So let's select this left foot, and we'll select the left knee, Control 2. And let's have this left foot plant a little bit slower than it does. It's happening too fast. Remember, we want to keep in mind the character's weight as well. So we'll hit play to see if we like the timing there. Alright, that looks good. We can have the foot plant on about 192. And then for the right foot, let's go ahead and select that, and the right knee, and we'll have that, we'll move this back so that the first key lies on 193. And then that right foot's going to shift a little bit sooner than it does. It's just a small step. So let's bring this key up so that the end key now lies on about 199. Okay, great. So from here, what we can do is start working on having the character lift his feet. So on the left foot, on frame 179, let's make sure he does have keys to lock in his pose on 179 and 192. So we could just work on adding in-betweens afterwards. We'll look at our translate keys. And we do need a key for the translation Y, so we'll just press Shift W to lock in the pose there. We'll also look at our rotation. And we should also need to press Shift E as well to lock that in on 192, and do the same for 179. Shift W and E. Now we could have the foot lift about 185 in between. Have it just lift up and rotate back. Alright, and we're going to want a better feeling of weight as he does step in. Let's go ahead and hit play and look at this. Alright, I'd almost want to even speed up the timing of this foot a little bit more. Let's go ahead and select the foot, the knee control. And let's have that move up 2 frames or so. Okay, so it now lies on 190, about 190. Where the foot plants. Looks like we can also adjust the character's knee here too. Just take this key on 194 and bring it to about 189. Okay, also, going back to the step, we're going to want it to have a nice feeling of weight as it plants. So for this, let's go back to our perspective view. We'll go to our Translate Y, select this in-between key. Alright, and to have a nice feeling of weight, what we need to do is take the key on 190, break its tangency, select the left half and bring this up. Okay, so now it's going to plant faster. If we hit play, we can see that. Great. Now we're getting a much better feeling of weight as that foot plants. And for the right foot, can do the same. We'll first go to frame 193, and let's actually move down these keys. Since we shifted the left foot's key so that it plants sooner, we'll just select the left foot, or the right foot, the right knee controls, and fix their key so that the right foot is going to come back at about a couple frames before it does. So we'll select the keys from frames 193 and on and just move those down a couple of frames so that right as the left foot plants, that right foot is going to come back. Alright, great. And now just go into the right foot. On 191, we'll press Shift W and E to lock in the pose, as well as on 197. And then between that, on 194, let's go ahead and lift up the foot here. Not too much. Rotate it back and also just move it back just a little bit more. Great. And now to have a nice feeling of weight as the character plants, we'll go to this key on 197, break the tangency, lift up the left half, and now what we should get is a much better feeling of weight. Alright, excellent. So with these things now done, that just about wraps up this section. We do have to animate the upper body compensating as the character steps. So what we'll do in the next lesson is finish this section of the animation and start to work on our last section.